I'm going to contend that we don't do a good job, we meaning sponsors, we don't do a great job of working with suppliers when it comes to new emerging functionality or new requirements. I think a lot of what RTSM is nowadays is pretty well established. Screening transaction, randomization transaction reports, that kind of stuff. It's all kind of well established over time. But when something new comes along, it's different, isn't it? When something new comes along, it's different and it requires a different approach. Can you just say from a provider perspective, when you hear of something new that you haven't done before, what's that mean for you? How's it different from the established functionality?
Yeah, I think that, well, I think just, right, there are certain things about us as human beings, right? When you have, I think in general, well, and I could even take one more step back and say, within the world of RTSM, either on the sponsor or supplier side, what we do have is no shortage of people who care a lot and want to do a great job and show up every day, right? Like looking to solve problems, make things better. There's a tendency, I think, with that, however, when things are new or different, people can kind of jump to solutioning before understanding the problem more holistically. So it could be like a small little wrinkle in one protocol. It could be a larger issue, right? Like some of the things I think we dropped into the topic for today, like a personalized medicine, right? That's a lot. That could be anything. But those small updates all the way to the big things, when you start working on things that are new, I think you also sort of bring up the idea of change. And as people, change is hard. And so you're asking people to both slow down, to be able to innovate, right? Because we're gonna think about the problem holistically, but we do have to change some things. People don't love to change things.
No.
And I think those two items, combined with often a need to giddy up and make timelines and not rock the boat and get to things like, let's get that requirements approval done. Let's make that design review as quick and painless as possible. Kind of going through that, you can end up with some gaps in understanding or awareness. You end up maybe with incomplete assumptions. You've asked people to make a ton of maybe little cognitive connections along the way that were too much for a whole group of people to absorb. And you get to maybe not the greatest solution, but there is a way to do it right.